Hello and welcome to episode 32 of our Timberborn 1.0 full release playthrough with the Folktales faction on the Down the Political map, cycle 43, day 13. I said last episode that this is probably going to be the finale, but we're going to say, well, you're already going to know because the title and the thumbnail are going to tell you, but I'm not entirely sure we're going to have time to get this whole thing complete in the time that I have remaining to record this, so we're going to do our best. But we do have the Earth Cultivator under construction. It's awaiting the vast majority of its supplies and, of course, 99% of its actual building. But we do have all of the metal. We have all of the treated planks, just about. And we have about half the gears. But we can go ahead and turn the rest of these gear workshops back on. That will expedite the production of the rest of the gears. And, of course, we have bots. And it looks like a couple biobeavers also hard at work building this. I think they're going to be up to 20 builders or something that can work on this at a time. It's going to take a long time anyway, so we're going to leave that alone. But before we say goodbye to this series, there's a couple things you guys wanted me to do. And, of course, that empty thing needs to be removed. Since the rafts are currently floating by, I would like to call your attention to this absolute mess. That's right here. And I think probably one of the easiest things for us to do to make this just a tiny bit less terrible would be for us to put another raft dock in. Maybe, I don't know, here-ish. That will pick up some of these things and allow this thing to catch up. Because right now, everything is so full, they can't absorb all this. And there's a lot of these things underneath here because I wanted to keep all of the flow happening. So, you know, stuff just happens sometimes. Is what it is, but I'm going to, since we are already here, is see what I can do about this. I need to have this be actually completely over what I'm attempting to do here. Why don't we don't actually need to do this bit. What I need to do is, first of all, remember where I was going to put something before I, lose my entire mind. I think, yeah, right here. Just fill that in. Just check again, see what's going on there. Yep, that is going to be good enough. Remember, we're not looking for perfect, we're looking for it's going to work. At least for my personal preference. So that's going to be fine. Obviously, it's not going to be directly connected to this because why would I do that to myself? But I can get this to be just very slightly offset. We're probably not going through the stuff that we're sending on the rafts fast enough to justify even using the rafts, honestly. But I thought the mod was really cool, and I really wanted to use it, and we've had a good time with it. So I'm not regretting it, but I would like to hopefully fix this to a certain extent. I also said that we probably don't need more than 100 bots. And to a certain extent, I think I regret that because I'd like to automate a lot more. So I'm going to bump this up to 150. Yeah, that should be okay. And I turned the factories off because they were consuming mass quantities of important things that we needed for everything else. I don't know that that's strictly speaking the case anymore, because we've got most of the metal blocks already brought over here. Well, we need another 1,500-ish, but I've got 3,700, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. This one's paused by automation because I think we have enough chassis in stock ready to go. Actually, it looks like we've got most of that. Gears are going to become an issue. We may have to see what happens with the gears. But for now, I think we can just kind of leave this alone. Just keep that a little bit more regulated there. Up here at the aqueduct, you told me that the dams were a mistake. I think I'm inclined to agree. But you offered a solution of putting a throttling valve in, which I liked. I'm going to put this to 0.5 cubic meters per second. And that will allow this to retain a little bit more water up here, a little more evenly at least, and it won't just be an empty hole. This is connected to the path network, so that should be totally fine. I had a couple people leave comments saying they wanted me to redo this whole thing and put some more pumps in. I don't think the time really makes sense for me to do that. Mostly because... Oh, drought approaching. Perfect. 1.1 has come out into the experimental branch, and this was already basically finished. And I want to make sure that after this gets wrapped up and Water Beavers gets a little bit more into it, that we can dive right into 1.1, maybe in about a week's time from when this video comes out. I'm not entirely sure. I'm juggling a whole lot of different things right now. Somebody also left a comment that said, I did not have all of these fully enclosed with dirt blocks, and I don't know that that's actually the case, but we can check it out. It's always helpful to get an idea of what you're doing. These metal platforms do have impermeable floors on them, so that's good. And this is also fully contained, so I'm not sure whoever... I don't remember who it was who made that comment, but it's always worth checking. So you're not wrong to ask, but I'm not sure what you were getting at with that. Other things that people wanted to see, just like little things that we've already kind of discussed. Somebody said they wanted me to section off part of this reservoir and use it for other stuff. But to be perfectly honest with you, this is full enough where I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. We do have some of this mess over here. We don't need to have this here. This can go away. We can plant more stuff. We don't need the grist mills. We might need the gear workshop, but I'm not going to keep it over here. I'm going to remove the cattail flower and the cattail roots and the wheat flower and the wheat itself. This water wheel is never going to do anything ever in the history of time. So we can, at the very least, get this area cleaned up just a tiny bit. If they want to clean stuff up, they can come on down here and grab it. If not, then, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I just like the idea of making this look a little bit better, making a few improvements, and giving this series that has been very, very fun a proper send-off before we need to go move on to other things. So in terms of monuments, we have built at least one of everything in the process of making the Earth Recultivator. So, Braziers of Bonding, we've got 2 over here. We could put a 3rd in this general area. We've got 3 farmer monuments. Most of the beavers are covered by this. And the Fountain of Joy doesn't cover these guys, so I think, even though, it's strictly speaking not necessary, I think it's still probably not a bad idea to put another one of these in this general area. And probably right about here would make sense. It's actually not going to be very good underneath there. How deep is this? 3, 4. Let's put in a 3x3 here. Let's see if that's going to get that to the correct. Ah! The zip line is in the way. Well, that answers that question. Let's move this a couple blocks. I'm going to try for right here. I know they can't reach it. We'll fix that in a little bit. We want them to be able to... Oh, that's actually a block too high. All right, well, I spoke too soon. Thank you, autosave. Let's make these 2 blocks high. Just like that. And they're not going to be able to build this effectively unless I give them access by... Wow, that's a lot of lag. Stairs. Let's do that right quick. Yeah, this is not going to be tremendous here. You know how this goes. I don't even need to say it. You already know. That should be fine there. Let's get that popped on top. And that should be... yeah, this basically never gets any lower than this anyway. At least not on a 9-day drought. That'll be alright. So that will help these guys out. That should be radius-wise. Yeah, that's pretty good, as far as I can tell. There is one more achievement. I combed through the list of what I do and do not have and what's reasonable to get. There's one that I think is worth attempting, which is to build one of every building and structure that the Folktales can build. It's the Folktales Master Builder achievement. I don't think that includes crops, but we have planted all the crops. We have planted all the trees and plants. Now, The thing that's going to be the most annoying is all the different types of bridges and stuff, because ladder is not included. That's just a mod I have installed. I hope that's not going to be. If it is, we'll put it in. But I was hoping not to do that with this. We've built all of the zipline types. Actually, I don't know that I've got a zipline beam. I might not have a beam. I had one built at one point in time, but I think that may have been removed. It looks like it has been removed. Unless... No, wait a minute. I've got the... yeah, I've got one here. The tunnel. Okay, so that is... Yeah, they're going to work on that. We have a bunch of stairs. We have spiral stairs. We have at least one of every type of platform. We have gates. Or did I get rid of the gates? I may have gotten rid of the gates. I can't remember if I've gotten rid of the gates. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Is we'll put the gate back because I need to have one, but I don't think I'm going to program it. This was a place where we had originally used a gate or should have used a gate. Someone said I didn't have any power storage. Technically wrong because we have gravity batteries. I understand why you would say that, though. Because we don't really have a lot. We're making so much power we're not using. I don't think it's really a big issue. Come on, get out of here. Yeah, the suspension bridges are the hard one because I know I've built a bunch, but I don't know exactly which ones. I know for sure I have the 1s. And I'm pretty sure I have the 2s. This is a 3. No, that's a 4. Okay. The other thing is I just don't know. I don't know what I have and have not built. 2s, 3s, and 4s. Okay, alright, well that's good that we had those right there. What about 5s? Do I have 5s? I know at one point I had built 5s. I don't know that I've kept 5s. Where... And I don't want to just, like, plop these on the map with no reason for them to be there, because I think that's kind of lame, objectively. But where could I put 5s that would actually make sense? Those are just... Okay, well that's empty. I can get rid of that. Easy. I need this to be here so they can actually get down. Is there going to be any reason to cross any of this at all? Okay, why? I know this is, again, it's not the most important place that this could possibly go, but I do need to make sure I've got a 5. Okay, that's actually kind of... That's not a great spot to put that. Can I go all the way across with a 5? Not quite. Not there. And I also admit I may be just a little bit desperate to make this not complete garbage when I should just, you know, shut up and build it. But, let's see, 5 here. What about... Is that the same height? Because I could possibly... Let's see, 5 here... Alright, there you go. 5 and a 6. Is it objectively necessary for us to do that? No. Am I going to do it wow, that was a lot of lag. Am I going to do it anyway? Yes. Okay, these rafts don't need to sit here. I think we can very safely just get rid of those. I'm very curious how they failed at clearing this, because I thought the whole deal was they were going to... okay, there's not enough water. That's probably what it was. This is just waiting. Okay, so that's going to get us at least all the way across here. We can make this look slightly better, / not terrible, by just cleaning this up. I should have clicked and dragged. You know how this works. All the individual pieces will go away and it will be totally fine. Although I have to wonder, they haven't started building this yet. We might as well, to make this just look a tiny bit better. Might as well move that there. Let's do that, and then that lines up better with the... What do you call it over here? Yeah, I'll accept it. So, that takes care of this. Overhang-wise, I am pretty confident we have 2x1 overhangs. Now, when I was building this, yeah, there's a 2x1 here. There is a 5x1. Let's peel this back so I can actually see better. So I know I built these, I think, with 6s. Yeah, so I've got 6s, I've got 5s, I've got 2s. Is there a 3 at any point? That is a 6. I think, yeah, my original thing I think had a 3s here. So I know I need 3s and I know I need 4s. And then I have 5x5s. I need to build a 3x3. So let's find somewhere to integrate a 3 and a 4 overhang. See if, again, if we can make it make sense. 3 and a 4. I probably should have done some of that here. Look at them go. They're already halfway on most of the materials. 35% of the way done. They have not started this because it's... Oh, because that is the priority. Let's deprioritize that so they will do some of this. Okay, 3s and 4s. 3s and 4s. See, I don't really have a reason to build anything else here is the thing. Can they even get up here? Because I was thinking maybe I could make some sort of decorations or something with this. Or I can just go find a 3 and 4 that I've already built, but I don't remember. I'm not going to get the achievement until I have everything, and I'm not going to know that I need anything until I don't get the achievement, and I'm sure that I... Wow, that's a lot of lag. Sure that I need it. 3s and 4s, 3s and 4s. Where can I put literally anything? I guess the way this is set up, I really don't need these to be here like this. But this is a legitimate use case scenario for me to put a 3x1 overhang in. And I'm not going to feel bad about that. So that's okay there. Now I just need a 4. They're in the process of building that. I don't think that's an issue. We're not going to run rafts up here. It doesn't make sense at this point. Although I was honestly pretty excited to check that out. Let's see how much flow it can actually have go through here, because it was supposed to, you know, in theory, supposed to actually keep this operating, but I think we should have, coulda, woulda, shoulda, etc., but we should have done 4 instead of 2 over here. But at this point, given we have the new update, it doesn't make a ton of sense. 4x1 overhang. Where shall I place you? This is a 3x1 and a 4x1 natural overhang. I don't necessarily want to get rid of those. Is there any way I could do something here? Oh, they're chanting again. So what else? Okay, let's remember that we need to have a 4x1. I know we need a 3x3 metal overhang, so you know what? This is going to irritate the snot out of you guys. I'm going to elegantly integrate that into this. And what's going to happen is this is going to have to go here, and then that's going to just go right where it was. But that is about the most legitimate way I can think of to directly integrate that. It's just going to be a little weird. Let's put a staircase there. So that minus a 4x1 overhang, that's going to take care of everything in here. Can't forget the 4x1 overhang. We have dam pieces. We have levees. We have regular floodgates. We have triple floodgates. Do we have double floodgates? That I am not confident in. I know we've got singles and I know we've got triples. Is there anywhere that is currently a single that I could swap for a double? We got doubles. Okay, good. I don't have to juice it. We just built the throttling valve. Do I have a fill valve? I feel like I do. And I am going to be absolutely just beside myself if there is a way to manually search for this instead of looking, but I don't remember if there is at this point in time. Let's, in the interest of... there we go. In the interest of actually getting something accomplished, let's see if we can find somewhere to put a fill valve. 'Cause I don't know that there's a scenario where a fill valve is going to be strictly necessary basically anywhere based on how this has been... We're not using wheat at all. Based on how this has been done. Why is this empty? Oh, that's a holdover from a long time ago. But that's still to be there. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to just like build it randomly where it's not going to have some sort of purpose, because that is objectively lame. At least the way that I prefer to play here. What about way down here? Did I put one down here? I feel like I probably did during the Badwater diversion and just forgot. Yeah, like right here. That's a fill valve. Okay, and I know we built a throttling valve. I know we have impermeable floors. We built a ton of those. We built contamination barriers. We definitely have explosives factory. We've done 1, 2, 3 dynamite. I don't know if they have to be present undetonated to count. But we built a tunnel. We built dirt excavators. We built terrain blocks. We definitely have built all of these types of storage and warehouses and tanks. District center, hauling post, builder's hut. We have not built a district crossing. That doesn't mean we have to have a separate district. You could make a probably pretty valid argument that doing this without having a separate district actually used would be gaming the system. However, just because it isn't going anywhere, the building can still technically function right here. And if we want to make the little district of sadness, then we can. I don't know. But the building is built. This is a mod thing. It shouldn't count. Housing, we've definitely built all of these except the mini lodge. And that is going to be a pretty easy thing to find a spot for. In theory, except for how I've placed some of these. Lag. Where am I going to put a single lodge? Where makes sense? Tell you what, let's do this. Let's pop this in. Thank you, lag. And then we can make this look decent. We can make the little, the loner houses right here. And then the 1x2 roofing that we also haven't unlocked. Guess what? There we go. That's 2 birds with 1 stone. That takes care of all the housing. Water-wise, we built a water pump, built a large water pump. We don't have a regular water pump currently active. That's an easy thing to just pop in. We built a bad water pump. We built fluid dumps. We built mechanical fluid pumps. We built centrifuges. This is going to be the annoying thing to do. Bad water dome, bad water rig. Now, I don't know if I actually have enough of these available to do this. I know we're in a drought, so this would actually be a good time to do it. Yeah, because I was just kind of, counting on this actually being a thing that we could do. Now, I don't have to have it closed. I can put a bad water dome here. I've got the I hope I have the science for all of this. I don't. Okay, well, that's a problem. That needs to be open. They have 5.3 days. We're about to play a very dangerous game if I delete this from down here, so why don't we instead, all the way at the very top, it's a double dynamite. I literally just need this to go. I just need this. Yeah. Alright, can I get a beaver up here? This is still accessible pathwise, yes? Okay, that is probably going to be the best way to do this. Let's just make a stairs. Make a stairs. That's definitely correct English. Anyway, that can be set. Oh God, I forgot about automation. Well, that is going to be set to a lever that is going to be automatically set to on. So that'll automatically detonate that, and then they can start building. That should not be an issue. Let's not look at this right now. I'm going to get upset. Bad water rig. Where is the other hole that I can shove this into? This is right now. This is a deep bad water source. I don't know that I can justify. Yeah, there's only 2 on the map. Oh, I don't need to pause this. The way this is currently set up, that's not going to be great. Man, this might actually be really lame. This is at the very bottom of the map. And that one is, I guess, also at the very bottom of the map. How many layers up does this go to get out of here? Okay, I don't like that at all. Well, I can't research this yet anyway. So I guess we just have to understand that that is a big problem that we'll have to deal with in a little bit. Let's see. Wood. I know we built these. We built all of these things. Metal. We built all these things. Power-wise, we have built water wheels. Unless, actually, no, I just deleted the one that was already built. Oh no, they're right here. How in the world did I forget that? This we don't have. Power wheels. The poor beaver kids can't ride around on their death trap electric dump trucks anymore. Man, remember those things? I'm just going to put this here because it's funny. We don't really have a use for it, but I need to have one there. We've built that. We don't have a clutch. Okay, so that's the dynamite that went off. Oh, do we need the clutch? No, but I'm going to put it here anyway. Lag. And I'm just going to have that say engage. We built the big wind turbines. Do I have little ones? Do I have little wind turbines? I don't know that the answer is... Never mind, I do. Okay. Gravity battery, yes. Geothermal engines, yes. Science-wise, I built... I don't currently have an inventor. So, kind of in the same vein as what we were doing here earlier. I'm just going to build this because I need to have one. We have an observatory. It needs to be functioning, but there is no power being generated here because we don't have any power. So, this is going to be a very good opportunity for us to redo just a little bit of this area. And I'm going to give it a gravity battery here. This doesn't consume that much power. It's 200 HP, and the inertia on this thing is going to be 10 times that per block height. I think it's going to be... Inertia is the wrong word. Forgive my ignorance. That's going to take care of that. Science-wise, we already talked about that. I don't want to look at the automation tab yet. I'm going to get mad. Campfires. CAMP-FIRES, SONG songs. We should have at least a few of those. You know, it's really funny that that show's been on for 27 years. And 99% of the memes are from the first 2 seasons. Okay, let's look here. Campfires. Where are... I have 6. Okay. I know I have rooftop terraces, unless I removed them. I really should have just looked at this. Okay, we do have all of those. That's good. We do have all the fun. We have all the aesthetics at least once. Earth Recultivator not yet, so we know this is fine. I have one of those I'm not using. Decorations, we have everything except the pole banner, which is an easy thing to fix. Why don't we put a Beaverburg sign? This is number 33. I normally put Beaverburg signs in any playthrough where I have access to this. We did it with a mod before. I just haven't done it for this one, so... Let's see. Am I going to be able to justify putting this in this side? Or I guess... I'll probably take a screenshot of this side of it. So why don't we, if it's going to be a pole, we want this to be B-E-A-V-E-R-B-U-R-G. And historically, we put an umlaut on the U for absolutely no reason. Yes, German friends, I know it does not actually have an umlaut there, but the people demanded it, so I caved because that's what always happens. And you know how that goes, but let's get this popped in here. I don't know that I have a U with an umlaut set on this, but we'll scroll down and see. Okay, so with apologies to the Germans, there you go. Let's see here. Capital R, and then the G. All right, so that's gonna qualify there. I think I've got hedges. I know I've got hedges somewhere. Yeah, we did decorations with that. I've got hammocks. Maybe. If not, it's absolutely not a problem to put additional hammocks in. That is always allowed. Benches. I probably have benches, but I'm going to put another one in. I know we have a bulletin pole. I looked at that. Beaver statues. These all grant well-being, so I know we have that. 3x2 roofing. I don't think we have. So, why don't we do this? I know that one can fit there. In terms of building, I don't know that I can actually... No, I can't, so we're just going to leave that one. We'll say they shaved it so that nobody breaks their legs off on the zipline. I know we built stream gauge. I don't know if it's still there. I might have removed it. So in order to enable that, I think I will pop one right here, because that's actually a useful place for that to be. Okay, for kaboom. Now that should allow them to put the thing here. As soon as I do that, let's flip that. Yes, perfect. Here comes more water. I really should have put more pumping, but, you know. Time escapes us all. So that takes care of that. Monuments, we already discussed. So, the only thing that remains, 4x1 overhang, and then the rest of this automation. Now, I don't recall the achievement requiring these to function or be tied into anything, but they do have to be built. HTTP levers and adapters, there is no chance I'm getting that set up today while I'm recording this, but we will build them with the tentative promise that a future live stream, if I can figure out how to get it to work and to implement in a way that is not going to cause me to become canceled on youtube.com, we'll integrate this. But let's see here. We have memory lane, which, as you might expect, is where all the memory functions are. So why don't we come up with some sort of funny, like, evil alter version of this where we put everything we're not actually going to use. Like spare parts or something. How about right about here? Now, I can't get rid of these trees because then I'd have to take the stairs away, but also we don't need this set of stairs, so guess what? These trees are going to go away. Say sayonara to those bad boys. So spare parts is how many letters? I know I should actually know. S-P-A-R-E-P-A-R-T-S. So, is this symmetrical? Probably not. Do we care? Probably not. Okay, I have to make sure they don't get caught here. I'm going to be upsetty spaghetti. Let's pause these three. And just go ahead and get these set. So, we can unpause them after they're finished. S-P-A-R-E. Oh, I didn't have a, I didn't have a space in the middle. Okay, well, you know what? The space can be the staircase. Which means I will just need to put another thing here. Alright, so there's just that one tree, and that's about to be done. So this one, man, there's a lot of lag. This one needs to be changed to R. This needs to be E. This is S going backwards. Hopefully I can remember how to spell. And there we go. I think if I do this so that nobody can actually get stuck up there, that's probably going to be E. Here we go. Never understood the E meme. Guess I'm too old. E. Okay, so that needs to be P. This needs to be S. What'd you do today? Oh, I watched a guy in his 30s try to remember how to spell spare parts on Beaver Game. So, I know we've built levers, we've built relays, we've built and used depth sensors, we've built and used contamination sensors. Weather stations, we've got several. Population counter, we have at least one. Resource counter, we have many. Detonators, we still have one. Timer, we still have... I probably... Or did I... Oh, I completely got rid of those. Relays, resource counter, no timers. Okay. So we do need to build the timer. Chronometer is not the same thing as the timer. That is over there. Okay. Flow sensor should be objectively on a river, even if it's not hooked up to anything. That just makes sense. Chronometer probably doesn't matter. That can just be a thing that is available to be viewed. Weather station power meter theoretically should be hooked up to power. I'm gonna put that there because I have another funny idea. So we can put a wheel on it. The most pointless power meter ever. Science counter. I'm not going to block the spare parts sign itself. But I guess we could put a science counter here that will send a signal when it is, I guess, over... What do I need to... Oh, I need so much more science. This is bad. Let's say 10,000. And that will turn on. So then I'll know I can research a bunch of other stuff. 400 indicator, that's just a light. So I probably don't even need to build this, but because it would be funny. Let's automate that to the science. Let's automate this to the science. And then I suppose this just indicator lights for science purposes. Speakers. Boy, is this a dangerous one to have in the wrong hands. Let's put 2 of those there. I don't have... oh, that comes with built-in... Comes with built-in sounds. Why is there a play continuously option? Actually, no, you know what? It's our science alarm. Let's... Okay, this is going to be really irritating. Let's have alarm and buzz at the same time. Actually, you know what? Let's make it even worse. And let's have all 4 go at the same time. Play continuously. So then we get 10,000 science. It's going to make such a horrible noise, I'm going to want to shoot somebody. And then I won't do that because you shouldn't do that. Then we need... Oh, fireworks. I forgot about fireworks. You know what else we can... we can hook a firework launcher up to the science thing. Oh, I'm dangerous. I should not be allowed to do a lot of these things that I'm doing. Let's Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So we've got blue comet, we've got red comet, we've got white comet, we've got fish. And then these, I believe, are a specific... Oh, it's so much lag. Specific type of firework. We're just going to have all these. Blue, orange, pink, and red. Oh, no, there's more than... Okay, well. I'll do one... I hear them clapping or something down there. I'll do one more so I can have white. Yes. And I guess I could do this here, which is... What am I going to put here? How about sparks? So, these now all need to be automated to, you guessed it, the science counter. Because apparently this is an idea that makes sense. So, yeah, don't mind me while I do this. We're also, coincidentally, going to have to start making a lot more science. So when we see fireworks and we hear the most horrendous, just brain-scrambling alarm thing, then we'll know we have enough science to do a bunch of research. One of these playthroughs that I don't get caught off guard by a huge game update that I'm going to have to immediately get to as soon as I have time. I do want to make an actual timed fireworks display. I think that would be a lot of fun. It's just not something that's going to work in this one, unfortunately. Okay, so no, those are now all tied to the same science counter. So we've built. I'm reasonably confident. Oh, that's never going to have water under it. Okay, well, it's close enough. I don't know that I can really get away with changing this. It's fine. So, everything else. HTTP lever and adapter, that is 12,500 science, which we do not have. And everything else is going to be fine. What have I not researched? This, 12,500, so I need 16.5, which means I should set the science alarm to 16.5. We'll do that. Unless... How much? How much is this? 4,000, okay. Tell you what. Lag. let's set this to 4,000 because the bad water rig is going to take some time to get built. That is it going to let me attach this? Yes, but oh, it's not connected to a building, so it's not going to matter. So this is going to make horrible noises when we have enough science to do the bad water rig, and I'm going to have to, while we're waiting for that, figure out where that is, first of all. Where did it go? Because I'm going to have to blast down below. Is it here? Survey says yes. So that is going to have to be directly from above, which is that tile right there. Looks like it. Yeah, we'll call it good enough. That might actually do it. Just that one. I think they can reach this. So what's going to have to happen with this is going to get built, but I don't think I can actually use it. Yeah, that's going to... Unless I really, really wanted to be extra and have this actually be a viable thing. I don't think I want to use ladders in this. Okay, I need to find somewhere... It's funny that the thing I'm having the hardest time placing is the 4-length overhang. I'm going to have to find some stupid place to put this. I just had an idea. We can go right there. And then the flow sensor can actually have a purpose. That can go right through the middle of our stream. That is an actual decent use for it. So we got our spare parts. We got this. We got this one. It's going to give us a... I could also hook this up to annoying speaker sounds. For the sake of everyone, I'm not going to do that. But, come on, autosave. There we go. So I think the strategy of having a second one of these to absorb the rest of the rafts, I think in practice was a good one. Oh, this got stuck. Hold on. I need to put a set of raft guides on this. I think that's going to be necessary to prevent any nonsense. But they're still piling up here because we're not using enough stuff. I've only got 94 bots. These should... Yeah, because I want to bottomate as much as I can. Science is at 2,000. Okay, it is time. This is actually kind of doing something. It is time for us to put a second observatory. This needs to be unplanted. And then as soon as that is removed, I'm going to have to come in here and just destroy this. Oh, I didn't want to destroy that one. Stop that. Cattail, cattail, cattail. Okay, just because I can, it's easier to do it this way. Let's do this. Pop that there. So you can actually run this with bots, funnily enough. Do I think that's a great idea? No, I don't really know what bots are going to do to actually meaningfully advance the field of scientific observation if the whole point is that humans are supposed to learn things, but that's a topic for another type of channel that I am not. So that should at least double our output. If I had extra bots, I probably would put them in there, but I don't have the science to get bots in absolutely everything. Got 44 beavers who aren't doing anything. This is still... That's not what I want to click on. Treated planks, we're actually kind of low. Gears, we're looking fine. Folks, I think at this point, it's probably going to have to start getting time-lapsed, because I have to have, you know, not a lot of just sitting here talking now that we've basically done everything there is to do within reason. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to time-lapse. I will bring it out of time-lapse as soon as the fireworks start going off and the horrible, annoying alarm sounds and all that. But we're just going to have to wait and see how long it takes the beavers to get us there. And then, of course, we have to put in the, what do you call it thing? The bad water rig. I have to decide if I'm going to go through the suffering to hook it up to a path or just use it to cap something, which is what some people will do with those. And then we'll see where we're going from there. Be back with you in just a moment. Alright, well that was a whole lot of explosions. I'm not hearing terrible sounds, which makes me think that I may have accidentally muted these, but there's not a way for me to mute them. It's just it's spatial. Okay. Okay, these aren't nearly as annoying as they should be. Now this just sounds like a new music concert or something. Alright, so let's immediately spin the science so I can stop listening to this. There we go. And now I think I can safely change this from 4,000 to, what was it, 12,500. There we go. So that's going to let us know what type of horrific noises, whatever. This is, there we go. I do appreciate that this is now contaminated because this is open. Please tell me this isn't about to overflow here. Oh. It absolutely is. Why? Oh, because it was, because it's pressurized. Okay, oh, no, it's not coming up through here. Alright, all the better for us to, come on, autosave. There we go. To stick this bad water rig. I'm not gonna commit fully to this being accessible, but I do feel like it would be a shame not to utilize it. So to that end, maybe I'll just have this. Maybe I will use ladders because I have it unlocked. It's not for the purpose of actually playing the game, but we'll just let this do what it's got to do. I'm gonna speed this up. But yeah, that's gonna almost completely take care of it, except for these last two because we don't have the science for it. So you know what time it is. It is time for yet another time lapse where I have them take care of most of the mundane parts of the construction of this, accumulating more science, blasting this down, building a ladder, etc. So it's technically usable. And then, after we have everything else taken care of, we'll get the HTTP levers put in, even if I can't really do anything with them. And then we'll see about launching that Earth Recultivator and saying sayonara to this playthrough. Okay, so they've gotten this all done except treated planks, and I had to pull this out of time-lapse, because there's no chance I was going to sit here for like an hour and a half in real life and wait for that. We need to build additional wood workshops, and I need to remember where the other ones are. We've got one here that is running off of the pine resin from all of this fun stuff. What about power-wise? Okay, that's taking 250. This one's here. This is taking... Oh, the demand is 850 on this? Really? Okay, well, that's obviously not ideal. I don't think I need this dirt excavator anymore, so let's turn that off. And this is running... Wow, yeah, that's... I forgot these took so much power. Okay, so now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to expand this a little bit. Let's take this dynamite and just build power shafts over here and expand this into another spot so I can actually put something that's going to generate power. Come on, autosave. There you go. That actually might not even be autosave. That might just be all the beavers waking up and lagging because we have so much stuff going on. Alright, yeah, let's just bring that to here. Bring that to there. And I think what's going to have to happen here is, you know, honestly... Oh, so close. I think it's going to make sense for us to just bring this around and then over. Actually, you know what? That's ugly. I don't want to do that. I will, to borrow a phrase from our dear friend City Planner Plays, respect the topography just a touch. Just a touch. I think I can probably actually build most of this if I choose violence instead of peace. Oh yeah, that's going to work great. So let's do that. Let's get to... Is that going to be too high? That is. Alright, that needs to be a double. Why am I going through all of this when I know it's going to absolutely be over in the next little bit? Because I can. And because I just barely made it in time to the mute button to prevent that sneeze from decimating your eardrums. But it's okay, life goes on. This is going to need to have maybe a slight change in how I'm putting this in. I just need to put in like a power connection so this can actually be a viable thing. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I do desperately need to be able to just get this done so we can all move on with our lives. That is still a block too high. Let's yeah, let's just do this. Now I know I'm going to have to move it over, which I'm going to do once this is finished. Yeah, could I have done this a better way? Yeah, there's always a better way. Yes. Lag from a bad tide. Thank you. Come on. That is just going to be the way that it is. Now, you might be wondering, what in the world is wrong with you trying to build this like this? Well, scientists still aren't sure, but for the rest of what we have going on here, I just want to get it done. I have a desire to see this through to the end because I would rather not squander potential if I can help it. Let's see, is that going to be... That's probably too far. The bridges I'm doing just because it's going to be faster to put all this and I don't have to click it one at a time because clicking it one at a time is objectively very annoying. So what I can do, I believe, is get that to... Oh, almost. 4x. It's actually going to get that there. And now it's actually functional to get across here to here, and it is a power shaft highway. Alright, so that's going to get everything connected there. That's going to make sure that these can actually operate correctly. And because of how I'm running these power shafts, I believe that I can come in here and pop in a pair of these wood workshops. Ah, yes! The idiot convention. Despite my best efforts. Alright, well... You know how it goes. This is probably also going to become a problem because I forgot I can't really do this from the middle. I just need them to build this so we can get it over with and move on with our lives. Because now I'm actually starting to run out of time to record this. But thankfully, I can put 2 more of these in here. It's not going to be a big deal. Get it hooked up. That's going to double our speed of, what are these called? Tree of plank production. And we come all the way over here to where this mess is. No, we're actually over the halfway mark, so that's not that bad. Not too shabby. Lag, my favorite. Yummy. Okay. There we go. This, I suppose, they can't really do until this is done, but then there's something under it, so I think I might actually be able to do that without putting another stupid thing on there. Let's make these a priority. So outside of that, science. More lag. Science has become an issue because I need another, 6,500 to be able to unlock the things that I can't actually build. Although I guess I could, unless we want to wait to hear all the stupid stuff again, because that's honestly kind of fun. That's set to 12,500. They're just not making science very fast. And I can pay 7,500 science to have that go marginally faster, but I kind of don't want to. So what I'm going to do instead is bring back the 18-hour work days and get the scientists in the observatory a little bit more often. I no longer have any sympathy for the cattail birds that had their entire lives to get out of here. So we're just going to get these completely removed. And now, to the best of my knowledge... Okay, that is draining quite quickly. Yes, autosave. Overnight this should recharge a little bit. provided that these aren't putting out nearly enough power. Can I get this replaced with a better one? Probably not that well, but we're going to try anyway because that is the way the world works. Now, can they reach this? They cannot, which means they also can't reach that. But guess what? Through the power of a wonderful invention called stairs, we can get them up there, and then these will... they won't always make 300 HP, but they'll make enough. Let's get that taken care of. To the best of my knowledge, that is all of the buildings, except for this that's not quite finished, and also needs another 100 treated planks if we're competing with that. To the best of my knowledge, that's basically everything, minus these two, which we talked about. So if I don't get an achievement, that's gonna... I forgot about the beehive. So yeah, beavers getting stung is my chief annoyance with these, and I almost never use these. But I am required by law to build them if I want to have... Uh-oh, I didn't want that one to be removed. I need this sunflower in particular to go away. I didn't have to unplant it first, I guess. But no matter what I do, the beavers still get stung by these things, which is really stupid considering there's no reason for beavers to be wandering around in a field. But I guess you apply that to real life. People do stupid stuff in farm fields all the time. So, beavers imitate life, so on and so forth. I almost forgot about the beehives. Rest of this, we're all good. I'm pretty sure we got all the crops and all the trees, and yeah, that's about the size of it, folks. So, these are operating, this is connected, this is all... Look at that, look at all that power that we can't use. In fact, I'm having such a good time with this, I'm going to come over here and make it possible to put 2 more of these in, because I really don't want to wait any longer than absolutely necessary. So we'll get that popped in, get that connected there. Make sure these are priority construction sites, not priority workplaces, because that doesn't really matter. And somehow we have how the heck did we get a contaminated beaver? Oh, you know what? I bet it's a builder that went over here. I forgot I still have bio beavers as builders. Okay, so that needs another... That's actually going pretty quick. That needs another 35 or so. The science getting to 12,500 is not going to be a terribly quick thing. But, as you may have guessed, we're going to time-lapse this again. And when the horrific noise of nonsense once again rings forth across the land, then I will take you guys out of the time-lapse, and then we'll put those last couple things down, set off that earth repopulator, recultivator, whatever, and be done. Well, there's your sign. Now we have the most horrifying, annoying sounds in the known universe. I'm just going to change this to a whole bunch of 9s so that turns off. But now we have all of our science. So let's research the HTTP lever and get that placed, even though we can't do anything with it. And then the HTTP adapter, even though we can't do anything with it. Just pop those things in there. Let them build them. Summarily ignore them, and then hopefully we're going to get that achievement as soon as those 2 are done. I'm pretty sure this is also complete over here. Where was that? I see a building. Yep. And it's flooded, so yeah, I'm not waiting for it to dry out, but I'm going to count that as done. These are, they're built, but I don't have an achievable. That's annoying, because I know I have every single one of these. I wonder if it has to actually be in use for that to be a thing. Well, thank you, lag. Man, I know we've built all these. We definitely have the aquifer drill. We have all those. We have all of those. Built the beehive. Unless the beehive... No, the beehive's built. Tapper Shack, I know we've got... Yeah, we have all of them. Where's my achievement? Where's my achievement? We built them. We built them. Where's my money? So on and so forth. Yeah. The only thing I can think of is, like, we're missing some of the sensors, I guess. But, like, we have to have depth sensors. You know what the heck? We'll just go ahead and do this. I think I can build these from... No, I can't actually reach anything from below. We'll just shove this through real quick. Let's see. That's ready to go, so we know we're going to be okay. All right, come on, builder beaver bots. Come over here and finish this so I can be absolutely sure that I haven't made a mistake. I know we just built most of this. Power meter, I mean, it's built. Weather station, chronometer, I have to have a contamination sensor. There's no way I don't have a contamination sensor. Oh, you know what? Do I have memories? Oh, I do have memory. Okay. For some reason I thought maybe I didn't. That is, that's a big drag. All right, you got like one more. Oh, come on, man. Really? Really? I spent like an extra hour and a half doing this. All right. Well, I don't know what to say about that. It's rather aggravating. Like, do they have to be all active at the same time? Like, there's no chance. There's no chance. Did I remove? No, it's there. I got big tanks. I got little tanks. I got medium tanks. I got all this stuff. I've built everything. Tooth grindstone. I'm almost certain that would be a really stupid one to not have. I know we got medical beds. I know we've got like we've used all this. Yeah. All right. Well, I can't really spend any more time on this. I'm literally out of time. But I do still have time to acknowledge the Beard Boosters, everybody who supported the channel, supported this series, and everything that we've been doing. It truly is not possible to do it without those people, making it so I don't have to do sponsors, and I don't have to do brain rot edits or condense stuff down into 20 minutes. And not that that's anything wrong with that, necessarily, but... Oh, there's my achievement. No, that's the bees achievement. Alright, I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever. Okay, you get the idea. You get the idea. I like to do these videos the way that we do them, and I trust that you like them to be done that way as well. That's probably why you're here. And the folks that have contributed and made it possible so I don't have to worry quite so much about the quote-unquote business side of YouTube are the reason why we can do that. And I'm always, always, always going to be thankful for their support. Now, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to set this thing off and then see our stats and, I guess, move on. Maybe the... API. I'm not going to open the browser, I'll tell you how much. Switch on. Okay, well, is what it is. Don't worry, I've turned that off. You can't get into my computer. Let's go ahead and set this off. And, you know, actually, maybe we should wait for sunset. I always like to do that. Get a nice look-see here. Let's just real quick, I'm going to go into dev mode, turn on free camera, and turn off the fog so I can get a good screenshot of this out of dev mode. And we should see the sun start to go down here in just a little. Yeah, there we go. All right, launch away. We'll get to just enjoy the fruits of our labor. Look at that. Isn't that magnificent? Now I am going to pause this so I can get the thumbnail for the whole thing. But, you know how I like to do this. I'm going to grab a couple of these while we're here. Maybe have to zoom in and out a little bit. We're going to call this good enough. And if it's not, then, well, oh well. But there goes the hopes and dreams of all the beavers. Off to the new world. And now we have completed the Down the Plug Hole map. Unlocked flexible start if we ever want to play it again. 929 days, 1,467 beavers born, 230,330 water drunk, 9,110 tails painted, 98,362 trees cut, 47 teeth chipped, 346 bots manufactured, 1,620 dynamite detonated. That's a lot of dynamite. And sadly, one beaver exploded. But hey, I don't think I really have any complaints besides the game didn't give me the achievement for building everything, and I'm sure there's some minor mistake I made, which, hey, if you catch it, let me know, and then I'll reopen the save file, and I'm going to get that achievement, you best believe. But I'm out of time for this one. This has been a great series. The next new series that we start is most likely going to be 1.1. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it with the Folktales or the Iron Teeth, so if you have a preference on that, let me know. And we'll see. There's some cool new stuff in it, 1.1. But until then, I will see you next time. Take care, and bye-bye.